All right, guys, so G4TV is still trending on social media because of the announcement of Comcast pulling the plug on the rebooted video game channel G4TV. To nobody's surprise. I mean, we kind of saw this sinking ship happening slowly but surely. It's like when you see an accident and you're just driving by it and you can't take your eyes off of it. It was a huge dumpster fire of a failure. There were some bright spots. Xavier Woods, Gerard the Completionist, just to name a couple of the hosts that were just amazing at what they do. You could tell there's a sense of passion. But then there were people, there's always a bad seed in a pack that the squeaky wheel just has to be the loudest, and there's not enough WD-40 that can change that. Emily Frosk, I'm looking at you. So yesterday in the video, I kind of discussed the downfall of G4TV, the announcement, and I went on a bit of a rant on Frosk, and it's a very divisive subject because there's people who definitely stand for what she's trying to get across. The message is there, guys. Trust me, there's a message there. There's some good intention, but the delivery of her rant, her sexism in gaming rant at the end of that episode of Attack of the Show was just so much cringe. I'm not going to back off of that opinion. I know a few of you guys didn't like it. Trust me, I saw how many of y'all unsubbed after my last G4TV video, but I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to cater to a different opinion that's different than mine and walk on eggshells. A huge amount of gamers, myself included, think Frosk was a big reason why G4TV failed. And guess what? She's still not owning up to this failure. In fact, today, a day after the announcement that G4TV was closing down, she's shifting the blame to everybody else but her. She's not taking responsibility for her own words, for her own actions. In fact, she's placing her whole rant's responsibility on other people. Take a look at this tweet right here. You can't make this up. So Frosk says, my sexism in gaming segment was approved by all executive showrunners and X-Play. When I was originally hired and cast, G4 made the internal statement that diversity inclusion was what it was built on to fix the past. I was fully supported initially until doxing threats. So she is saying G4 TV's, all their executive showrunners were completely 100% gung-ho on this rant. And then it happened. It aired, and I think she was just not tactful at all at it. Again, I support the message to an extent, but going after your audience, throwing flame at them, alienating your audience, your core demographic of gamers are fucking neckbeards, like myself. We're the gamers. We want to play violent video games. We want to play fun stuff. We like looking at pretty women. But nobody ever made the whole, G4 sucks because Emily Frosk is there because she's ugly. Nobody had that argument. It was because of your shitty attitude, the publicity stunts, your off-base tweets that you post, and it's just your shitty, insufferable attitude is the fucking problem. Anyway, she continued on this Twitter tirade. She says, then I asked for support multiple times and was ignored or directly lied to about support coming. No guidelines, no plans, no help. Then management changed and it became openly hostile. So she's saying for whatever reason, she was told that they would be backed up and then management just changed their tune on her. First of all, let me go ahead and say real quick, because she did mention doxing and threats. I'm completely against that. No matter how much you dislike somebody, it's not cool to do that. It's not cool to send death threats. It's not cool to dox. It's not cool to do any of that. But I think the tune of management changing against her was that she possibly did something out of line. Maybe she didn't stay in her lane. Maybe she went further than she should have. That whole rant that she did felt a little off script. And you can see right here, she's basically saying management changed and came hostile, that it was supposed to be all-inclusive, that she was going to get all the support that she was promised, and that's why she did it. And now she's saying, this is the last thing I'll ever say about G4. People who I worked with were lovely. I gave them everything. Producer, writer, host, and more. Would do it again. Love y'all. And continuing on, you can look into the threads. Roma D. Nova says, I'm so sorry you went through this. At my prior employer, I was dox harassed, and they had no support for me outside the coworkers who knew cared checking up on me. It's really messed up, and I hope you are able to find somewhere in the future who supports you now, supports you more. And she goes on to say, doesn't exist in this industry, but I'm leaving it. So it's all good. Wow. So she's not the problem at all, ladies and gentlemen. Emily Frosk is not the problem, and she's announcing that she's leaving the whole entire industry. The whole entire video game industry is against her, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't exist at all. Everybody that's in the gaming industry is a bunch of sexist, bigoted, racist, entitled males who don't appreciate women. That's essentially what she's fucking saying right here. That's fucking ridiculous. No accountability. I do like the reply that's right after her, though. Finally, something good is coming out of you. Hope you never return, honey. God. Like, I'm not trying to be ugly, but when you place blame and point fingers at everybody, maybe you're the problem. Maybe you're the problem. Now, there was a couple of people that clapped back to her tweets and her statement. One of them, most notably, is somebody that worked on Attack of the Show back in the day, on G4TV, the original version, Christopher Flynn. So just to look at his Twitter real quick, you can see right here his credentials. It says director, producer, technical director, AS Warrior, G4TV, AOTS alum, co-producer, Attack of the Doc. So this guy has experience. He's alumni. He clapped back at Frost's tweet. So you remember recalling right here, she said that G4 made the internal statement that diversity inclusion was what it was built on to fix the past. Now you can see right here, this gentleman who put a lot of heart and soul into the original product says, fix the past. Did we need fixing? We lasted 12 years, generated over 1,200 episodes of Attack of the Show, and launched superstars like Olivia Munn and Chris Hardwick. The new G4 folded in 11 months. Maybe big enough to take responsibility for your part in this. And he hit the goddamn nail on the fucking head. So 12 years is what they lasted originally, over 1,200 episodes, and they launched superstars of the past. And this new G4 with this whole get woke, go broke agenda that they have, I fucking cannot stand. Like, why can't people just entertain and do stuff, like, without having some kind of fucking agenda behind it? And that's why G4 failed, whether you guys like it or not. Now, don't get me wrong, having a good message, using a platform and stuff, if it's tactfully done, it can work fucking wonders. But Frosk was a huge part to blame in why this did not work out. And she doesn't want to take responsibility. She wants to say that she'd rather leave the gaming industry because everybody's against her. Now, we're going to take a look at another interesting tweet. And this is from a gentleman called Eric D. July, the Young Ripa. I'm sure a lot of you guys follow his content. I personally enjoy it. He basically sums it up in a great fucking statement right here. He says, following yesterday's announcement by Comcast that they were pulling the plug on the relaunched G4TV, Frosk takes to Twitter and proves that she has zero accountability for her role in the network's ultimate downfall. These people are self-obsessed and spiteful. Abso-fucking-lutely. Like, nobody could have said it better than these two individuals right here. Definitely zero accountability for your actions. You know, that rant, that sexism in gaming, if you didn't feel fucking guilty about the effects of it and stuff, you wouldn't have made the original tweet that you were fucking having zero accountability. If this literally was not, you know, a sign of, oh man, I am guilty for this, but I need to blame somebody quick, it's this right here. 110 fucking percent. No fucking lie here. And this is very divisive in the gaming community. I understand that. I understand that some of you guys watching this are probably not going to like what I'm saying, but too fucking bad. This is my opinion. This is my platform. This is the United States of America. Erica. or no, not Erica, Eric. You know what I'm fucking saying. The United States of 8BE. This is my platform. I could say what I want. No, hey, Emily Frosk has, full fucking freedom of speech as well, and she said what she said, and she's getting fucking heat for it. Yeah, she was working on a corporate television station that had people and bosses and rules and outlines, and what she said gave her heat. She went and directed it to other people, and she mocked people that were getting laid off. She literally posted a tweet that said, "I survived," after people got fired. Of course they're going to let her go. She was being trouble. She was causing a toxic work environment, whether you want to see it or not. And when you're working under a corporation, you have to follow some kind of protocol. We don't even know the full side of the story. Maybe she was a pain in the ass behind the scene. Who fucking knows? Now, she's more than welcome to use her Twitter for her freedom of speech. That's her personal Twitter. Or if she has a YouTube channel, by all means, she can voice her opinion. But that doesn't change the fact that she has zero, a big donut, accountability for her actions. She's not placing any responsibility for what she said. And she's attacking even the people in the past for G4 that worked hard, like Christopher Flynn, and that sucks. Inclusion, diversity, and all that. You're supposed to be together as a team, but instead you're alienating people when you attack your core audience, when you attack your demographic, the people that grew up watching Attack of the Show for 12 years. So, yeah, absolutely zero responsibility. Ridiculous. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think, and subscribe if you're brand new, and if you're triggered, I guess go ahead and unsub. I'm still going to talk about what I want. So, thanks for watching, guys.